Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Hindsight Podcast. Usually, we start our weekends on Thursday, and normally when the cops come out and the guys come around, when you see the Cuban links, is that the Cuban links though? When you see the chains, you see FX with a nice dread. You realize that it's weekend. For some of you that watch our podcast, I realize that you watch the podcast maybe on a Sunday, because what happens is when we drop the podcast on the first day, we have a low amount of views. Then as the week progresses, we have lots of the guys eventually watch up and everything like that. So we're currently stuck at I think with the highest views we've had is maybe 350 views, right? And we
450.
450, right? And we're trying to make that. We brought Wale to give us a stat and make sure that it corrects me on everything. So we're trying to make that 1,000 views, and we really need to make that happen. So we're canvassing. You know how they say when you bring two people to bring another two people to put under you, and you get to the top. That's what we're doing, right? So we're trying to get everybody to tell somebody to watch the podcast. Bring your two people as well.
If somebody close to you is an influencer, you can come through for the boys.
Put the person on that side, you can go up. Right, but great to have you here, and we're always delighted to be back as well. We have FX on the podcast as well today. FX has been on once, and it was a really good episode. If you go to our YouTube page, you find one of the YouTube shorts. I think that's what they call it, right?
Yeah.
FX is on that. So great to have you, FX. Great stuff. Look, FX, you're 30 plus, and your dress just started coming.
Come on,
right? No. I have to put it like. You're 30 plus and your dress started coming. My own hair started going back. What's happening?
You're even wrong with the 30 plus, but hey, let's just stick to that.
Right.
But OG before IG.
Appreciate the way you introduced though. I had to tell you, Kunle, you can't even come out of this one. I'm still coming for you. Appreciate it. As I always say, you guys inspire me. The Hindsight Podcast is something I've always looked forward to every week. And I'm part of those 450 views. So I'm looking that you guys keep
Brilliant.
on pushing it. And as I say, on my own podcast is, we're learning.
Yeah. I was going to say, because you started a podcast called The Sport with FX.
Yeah,
that's great. The name actually, makes a lot of sense.
The last time he was here, he wore a Cuban link down, right?
Who? I think he wore no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kunle, I'm still coming. Don't shake me.
So I tell you what, right? There's an ongoing beef.
Yeah,
right?
There's a
between
beef.
FX and Kunle. Both Chelsea fans, anyways. So that's their shake hands. But apparently, back in December, FX, wanted some whiskey tickets.
Yes.
Luckily, it was on a high horse.
Posting on his social media platforms.
And things like that.
Machala, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And his guys roasting at home.
I'll put that picture you took your whiskey here.
I saw that one too.
This part.
Yeah.
Me, no.
But that was really
Useless
good.
guy.
How did it feel like holding whiskey? How did it feel like? Cause I said
It was. Come on, man. It was.
Is he a real human being?
No. That spirit. No, but it was cool. But FX, come on now. I had you sorted. The ticket was on point. Funniest thing was I had you,
But she took
VIP.
She took the ticket in place of me.
I wouldn't do that. My guys before the babes,
MOB.
You get it. Unfortunately, it was just a lapse in communication. Didn't quite connect.
That's yellow cardboard on Twitter. Resist the urge to Shalaye. That's
AFC.
But honestly, I still have the ticket though.
Olakunle Rufai.
Really?
Yeah, I still do.
You still have that ticket?
Yeah, because nobody used it.
Me
I still
after
look.
the show.
Don't lie.
We're going to use them in December.
The event happened already.
Why not?
There's no chance
We
to
just
work
change them
again.
to-
Yeah, it's funny because you didn't buzz me on the Rhythm and Plug. I was ticketing people on the tables. I think you were in Ibadan at the time.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, in Ibadan at the time, right? So look, it's gonna be a great podcast. Wale is back on the podcast as well. Wale, it's good to have you here.
Yeah, my odd episode every month.
Yeah, the other episode, right? This is the first episode you got married.
No,
probably second
the one.
one.
Yeah,
I've done first show of the year he was on.
But that one didn't come out now.
No, it came out. It came out. We did another one that didn't come out.
Right.
True.
That's called Lost Tapes.
PTSD.
Lost tapes.
Lost Tapes.
I like that.
Lost Tapes. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. So Wale's back on the episode today, and so I find that a lot of people, a couple of people who take out the time to text me on Instagram or on Twitter say, we like it when you shuffle the cast, when we shuffle the cast, and that's really good because we try to make sure that you don't get bored, and we appreciate every single message sent to us, right? So I saw something on Twitter, and Twitter is not a real place, right? I just have to read it because for the accuracy of it. So that they said a lady that asked me to delete my Twitter account to prove that I love her. This is the interesting part.
I saw that.
It's an account where Liverpool, with the account that Liverpool is following. Says your that's it for me, right? like
What exactly is going on?
Where
in
do
your
you people
head?
meet these people? You say
Like,
to prove that I love you, I delete my account.
I don't love you. Just get
Account
out.
where Liverpool they follow.
I don't love you.
maybe,
Get
maybe,
out.
maybe the kind of people he follows and what he retweets and all of that, she's not comfortable with it.
And I mean, some people even think he's lost out on maybe his wife to be. But he said, well, he doesn't care. It's Liverpool and that accounts for life.
No, I think it's like if I have something before we started doing whatever it is that we're doing, I mean, I don't see how the moment you attach it to if you don't do this thing then you don't love me, I will go get problem.
Right.
Because I never subscribe to
But if you think
you don't do it this way,
but if you think
then
it's
it is
good
not
for
love.
if you think it's good for you though, would you do it though?
If it's what?
If you think it should make you better, would you do it?
If I think it will make me better.
Yeah.
Of course, then she wouldn't be the one that would even tell me to do it. If I think it will make me
There's
better.
no advice.
I always say I always tell people that there are things that will happen now. I'll delete my IG, I'll delete my Twitter.
It's bar.
True.
But
You already know it's bar.
Some kind of bar enter. You
You can't buy where I go just see a lot like this now. I will not only delete my account on IG and Twitter, I'll delete Twitter and IG.
You go block me, self.
You understand? So
Fantastic. I think that makes a lot of sense. Now,
Yeah.
bad to change people.
Yeah.
you get and that guy mentioned an account that Liverpool is following.
Yeah.
If that's where maybe some
Man,
amount
can I
of
find
money,
out-
some amount of money comes from that account, and you want me to delete because
How
I love
petty
you. Come
can
on.
I be? I actually went through the guy's handle to actually try and look
Liverpool's
for
actually
Liverpool.
Liverpool's actually following
But
the guy.
I don't even know. It was too, he has like maybe 4,000 followers or so.
Yeah,
I was
Got
like,
to see that.
it's going to be really hard.
Yes,
finding
so-
people
so
following
I
this
think
guy.
I think that's why I like Instagram's algorithm. If you follow Liverpool on Instagram will tell you that you have a mutual.
Not even
right,
that.
yes,
It's even
yeah.
easier to
That.
search on Instagram.
And-
You can just
and-
search. You can just go to followers and then just type
And you know the
Liverpool.
funniest
really?
thing is,
Yeah.
and you know the funniest thing is,
Oh wow, that's how Instablog and the rest know.
that's how they find
Yes,
all the
now
yes
that's-
now.
It
Say
partners.
David has follow
Yes
follow
now,
Wizkid.
yes now.
Oh, they've done follow Choma.
The funniest thing is
Yes,
for me,
now.
social media is not a big thing for me. If you say that if I don't delete it, it means I don't love you. If I want to deceive you, I can easily delete it because social media doesn't mean shit to me, right?
Yeah.
But if, for example, for the guys that social media is where it is, like some of these influencers that we know, and then I meet you and you're like, I should delete. Come on, what did happen?
Amor, you don't take this in personal. You don't.
Yeah, well, right on Vex, right?
don't do.
Right on Vex. So I was going through, when you're trying to, prepare the podcast and all that stuff. I saw something that really caught my attention. It was really funny. World heavyweight boxing champion, Alexander Usyk, made his debut for Ukrainian second tier, Polisario, right, coming off the bench in a friendly match, and that's not what cracked me up. It was the comments that cracked me up, right? One of it was, if you end up catching with a late tackle, you don't finish. Right? imagine tackling Usyk, late tackle. And, bro, like,
Combos, man.
imagine the coach telling you to mark the guy out of the game. So,
No.
man, mark Usyk today.
Sorry, I'm not a footballer today.
Not today.
I'll have a bad game.
No, man. But, I mean, my biggest concern is for the referees. How referee, you don't give Usyk red card. What's happening?
One left hook.
The combinations will be bad.
But let's get into it, gentlemen. I totally feel like, there are things that, connected us to football. And every time you see, an image or something like that, every time you go back to an image, do we have that ready?
Yeah.
Every time you see an image, there are things that, you just subtly get reminded of. And I wanted to try and see if your memories are as vivid as mine. But before then, while we're still trying to, get our audio manager to get to
Video.
to the video. This is Foscasi in Lagos, right? I'm sure we all drive, so I'm sure you're a part of it as well. But who's the first person that comes to mind when you see this jersey?
Adriano.
First player.
Adriano.
Cambiaso.
Okay.
What's his name?
Esteban
What's the name of
Cambiaso.
what's the name of his striker?
Zanetti.
Vieri.
Vieri. Christian Vieri.
Christian Vieri.
It's
Very
funny.
nice.
It's funny. Mine is Recoba.
Really?
Nice. That's a good
Yeah.
one.
Really?
Mine is
Yeah.
Recoba.
Mine is Adriano. Baba.
When I see I see
Yeah.
Pirelli on his shirt, Adriano is one of
Christian
it.
Vieri.
But I remember Recoba very vividly, and I can't quite forget.
Martin
But their captain has to come.
Zanetti.
Zanetti is
For life, man.
Yeah, Zanetti embodied this.
Yeah,
this,
he
this
embodied
jersey.
it.
For many years.
Yeah. It's interesting because actually Inter Milan are a nice connection. The next one is another interesting one. When you see this jersey, comes to mind?
Gattuso.
First name that came to my
Maldini
mind.
is
First
for
name
me.
that came to my mind was
Always
Inzaghi.
Maldini.
First name that came
Oh
to my mind.
yeah, I agree.
Inzaghi
makes
is- yeah,
sense.
First name that came to my mind was
Inzaghi
Inzaghi.
makes sense.
Maldini.
I miss all those guys. For me,
Kaka.
Kaka.
Okay.
Come on.
When I see this guy, when I see,
No.
I see the black gloves in my head. I see the white guy
Paulo Maldini.
Yeah.
with the turtleneck.
Yeah.
For me,
Yeah, with the
Gattuso.
turtleneck.
Gattuso.
Yeah.
Because the shirt is always oversized. So when I see
Gattuso,
so this makes sense.
Totally makes sense. I was on Instagram. I was trying to figure out, how we're, going to start the podcast today. And so I mean, just let us know who the jerseys remind you of. We'd like to know that, because I get the sense that we have lots of young football followers. Maybe 10 years, watching the game, and we're maybe some old men here. But hey, tell us who. The jersey Opel reminds you of AC Milan, and of course Pirelli for Inter Milan.
The moment somebody sees that Inter Milan jersey and says Dincheco, I
He
know
does
that
not say,
you are my son.
If
If you see
this
that jersey
boy,
and say the first thing that
Lautaro.
come to my house on
Lautaro,
Saturday.
come and wash my
Or
clothes.
Wash my
Lukaku.
clothes.
Or
Or
Lukaku.
Lukaku. Are you mad or something?
Yeah, that would be painful, because some will even go back as far back as Lothar Matthäus, Van Basten.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
That play
No,
for
that's
Inter.
I'm certainly not from that generation.
Yo, the
Definitely
famous
not.
picture of Materazzi and looking at the
Yeah, the flares. Yeah, very iconic. Very iconic.
Materazzi and who was it?
I think Inter Milan can turn that to an NFT. No, they actually can, right?
In terms of selling the arts, possible.
Yeah, selling the arts. Yeah,
They definitely have a lot more, like a lot more moments like that.
I feel like clubs are the ones that might cash out the most from NFT.
I don't understand why they've not done it. The NBA is doing like a fantastic job in that regard. I don't know why football is not. And I think maybe it's also because there's a lot of money in football already. There's a lot of money in NBA, but
But if would you want to give up that image though?
And
somebody else will own it for life.
no,
Or
look,
maybe you
if
just paint it and then you put it up.
Take
for
this
sale.
example. If you go to Liverpool, I don't know what they call it, maybe their mega store or whatever.
Okay.
Where they have like rare things, like things that you naturally just can't get from any distributor. You go in there, they are exclusive. Memorabilia and those things, those kind of things. So imagine if you now have a way to turn some of those things that are the ones that are digital, those memorabilia that are digital, turn them into NFTs. That's what the NBA, and if the way the NBA is doing it, it is incredible.
So
Like,
you, the artist that comes in, you have to propose to Liverpool, for example, and say,
No,
I'm going to draw this,
Mint.
and make this, and I'll pay you
So-
for this.
so-
but I own it now, and I can resell it on the NFT market. Blah,
That's
blah,
what
blah,
I'm saying.
No, so
you have to-
that's a different angle to it for somebody
That's
to
what I was
come
thinking too,
and
that may
propose to
work.
Liverpool. I am saying like Liverpool themselves, Premier League itself, coming out with a plan for it, because that's what the NBA has done.
So how would the fans and other people make money? That's where. I
let
was-
me try. and
No, the
break it
fans
down.
don't make money.
No,
No,
if you want to make money, if the fans
have
want
to
to
own
make,
it. You have
make
to
money,
own
this
it.
is how you can make money. So you have to buy it. Like, for
have to
example,
own it, yeah.
with the NBA, Steph Curry had his record-breaking 3-point, whatever, a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
So what happened was they gave out an NFT of that record-breaking 3 points. Right, there was a challenge for you to be able to win that clip, and then when you win it,
Okay,
the
there can be a
value
challenge.
of that
Okay, that
clip,
makes sense.
right? Yeah, you can do challenge. If you don't want to do a challenge, you
That
can
makes
buy them. You can buy them for cheap as well. They sell some for as low as $5, $2, $4, $3, thereabout. And the funniest thing is, some gets resold for as high as 100K,
Yeah.
50K,
Yeah.
200K. You understand? So as fans, that's where you can make money.
yeah,
Perfect.
Yeah, and a lot of NFTs come with utilities as well, right? Sounded like a rhyme, but but that's it. Speaking of fuel scarcity, before we start off the podcast, we started anyways, but what's it been like on your end? I saw a tweet said there's never been beer scarcity in Nigeria, right? So it's high time the federal government handed over, the NNPC to Nigerian breweries, for adequate supply. And I think look, as
Brilliant.
crazy as it sounds, right?
Brilliant.
This is an
Yeah.
amazing
Look.
Have you ever seen that there's no
Genius.
beer?
Yeah.
This is genius stuff.
Genius.
Yeah.
Come rain, come shine. Whatever it is that is going on inside the country, please give me one bottle of
Give me one
cold
bottle of
beer.
The
It
reserves,
must come.
the reserves we don't have for fuel, we have it for beer. Like the beer that is going to be
Yeah.
we're going to use in December. It's
The-
already
the-
And you know the
it's
funniest
already
thing?
on lockdown.
And you know the funniest
Yeah.
thing?
It's already on lockdown.
And you know the funniest thing? They're destroying crates of beer. in parts of the country, but there's still no shortage of this.
No shortage of beer.
no,
No,
no.
they can never be. By the way, that was courtesy of Victor Asemota. I see his tweets all the time, right?
Ghanaian man.
Look, take a bow, sir. Right? Let's start off with that. I want to speak deliberately today about the top 4 race. I find that the last episode had lots of feedback. Thank you for all the feedback you sent to us. We thought we should share 2 cents on cancel culture, and we thought we didn't think it would resonate with that many people, but it did. So thank you for that, right? Let's speak about the top 4 race today, which is something a couple of people buzz. When we're trying to create the podcast, we put it up on Instagram and say, suggest to us what you might want us to talk about. And someone said, look, let's try and talk about the top 4 race, because we actually missed you going in depth into a bit of football topics, which is why we put out the request to have you join us as well, right? Let's start off with the top of the table. Obviously, I think City would win the title. There's no doubt, barring anything that is in the same breath as a force majeure. City will win the title, right?
They've won.
They've won it, right? So let's talk about the top 4 race. Liverpool are second place, but they can still be caught by Chelsea, right? So let's just pull up the table, right? If you're a Liverpool fan, you know what the table looks like. What's the point between Liverpool and Chelsea now?
I think it's about 6 points, but Liverpool have a game in hand.
Liverpool have a game in hand, right?
Yeah.
That's something you feel like Chelsea, because Liverpool, they're not. Chelsea
Even
can
with
always,
the Club World Cup,
yeah.
the fact that Chelsea hasn't played 2 games.
It's equal
not
number of games.
Yeah.
It should be.
24.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It should be 24.
So 24, 6 points, right? That's the difference. But you get the sense that that's not where we actually want to go, because first and second positions are almost guaranteed.
Right.
So let's talk about the 3rd place and the 4th place, right? Chelsea are in 3rd place at the moment, but doesn't look secure, right? United are currently in 4th place, but you feel like if United had won the games they had drawn in the second half, United probably would have overtaken Chelsea. Yeah. Right. And my focus today is more on people like Wolverhampton Wanderers, Arsenal, West Ham United. Because if you take a look at the table, right, Wolves at the moment, if they keep going on the run they're currently going, they've got 37 points. They're maybe
They're
6
10 points away from 3rd position.
They have 2 games.
No,
in hand.
4th place. So let's do 4th place. So 4th place, United have 43 points, right?
Yeah.
West Ham have got 41 points, right? And West Ham have played the same amount of games as United. Arsenal, on the other hand, have 3 games on United. If Arsenal win the 3 games they have, and they are currently on 39 points, that gives them 9 points extra.
Yeah.
So 9 points plus 39 points at the moment
48.
gives them 48 points. They go into 3rd place.
They go,
Automatically.
go into 3rd place, yeah.
You get. So I'm thinking more Arsenal, more Wolves, and more Tottenham. Is there a chance that Tottenham can also make it as well?
Tottenham, to be honest, so before they even got to this stage, they had outstanding games, like 2 outstanding games that they've played, and they didn't win. They've lost their last 3 games. Tottenham are at the moment very flat, and I don't think they have the firepower to go all the way. Same thing with Arsenal as well. They are very short up front, and I don't think. Yeah, they have games in hand, but I'm looking more between United and West Ham for the 4th place.
Who do you think makes it?
I think the consistency has to come to play here, and it shows Arsenal and West Ham for me have shown that consistency over the couple of weeks. Yeah, Arsenal in terms of how they went about that victory against Wolves, especially going down, man down, and the way they celebrated. Obviously, it showed that Arsenal have shown that they can actually dig deep. But yeah, I agree with Wally. It's hard when you have Aubameyang gone and you're just relaxing on Nkechi, as they call him sometimes, and
Who's Nkechi?
Nketiah,
right.
But truth is, it's hard. If you don't have a quality or world-class player to make top 4, ask Leicester that question. To make top 4, second half of the season, Arsenal will suffer. That's what I also think. So I think the consistency really falls with West Ham now. If I'm
I think
it's West Ham for me.
I also think West Ham have got the best chance. If you look across board, the other teams, West Ham probably are the most stable. And they have a fantastic strike force as well. Jared Bowen is probably the most informed player in the Premier League right now.
At the moment,
currently.
yes.
Poor man Robin. Iron Robin, they call him.
Wolves also have got Raul Jimenez.
But he's not been firing.
No. He's not at that level before his injury, right?
I think Wolves are built
exactly. They built some level of momentum before that loss to Arsenal. I think they had about 3 games back to back. That they won.
Yeah.
So it remains to be seeing if that Arsenal game is just a blip, if they can pick up again and go. But what I'm saying is, based on the strength of the team that each of these clubs have now, West Ham, Wolves, I think they're in a much better place. Tottenham, I think, do not stand a chance at all.
Yeah.
Right.
They're just not good enough.
So we have Man United, West Ham, Arsenal, Wolves, Tottenham. So we can effectively rule out Tottenham.
Yeah.
From the race. I think there's a consensus on that, right?
Only the Conte factor, though, the Conte factor, because he's a clutch coach, guys. And for me, that's the only thing I can just say Tottenham have.
I think you can only go as far as how good your players
Yes.
are. Conte is a fantastic manager, no doubt. But just look at the team. The performance is... the performance just doesn't make any sense. And I think also what now... It wraps it up when... In January, you went ahead and you bought 2 players that were not playing at Juventus. What exactly was the plan? These guys were on the bench.
But to be fair to him, he actually tried to sign. He actually tried to sign players that he missed out on. For instance, Luis Diaz and who's the other guy that he tried to sign?
I don't know. I agree. You would
try to sign.
You would always try to sign players. I'm saying the players you were able to get in, were players that were not playing at Juventus.
Right.
So for me, it doesn't even.
But you do expect them to get players that play for Juventus. You don't expect that to happen.
I don't expect that they have all the players they have to get have to be from Juventus.
Yeah,
I'm not
but
saying
the thing
they have
is,
to get players from Juventus.
The new director of football was the one that brought those guys. Yeah, he brought those guys when he was at Juve.
I don't know.
So it was easy. No, I'm not saying that it's easier to have gotten those guys.
Of course, obviously, it was.
I mean, when you get rid of your most expensive player in Ndombele, they had to get a replacement.
No, I agree. I'm just saying, signaling intention.
Yeah.
The people you are competing against. I don't think these guys that you brought in are going to make any.
I think they brought in Benteke and Kulusevski, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Good players.
So their next game is in the Premier League against Man City. That's their next game. They're gonna lose that game.
Maybe not.
No, bro.
Maybe not,
bro.
They beat City.
These are the kind of games that
City this
Conte
season.
knows how to play.
Bro, with all due respect, I have no respect.
You lost to Chelsea 4
This
times.
game is a loss.
No, but I mean,
Then they play Burnley. Burnley are actually looking good at the moment, right?
Yeah.
I think they might beat Burnley, but I cannot tell you now that they win that game for sure.
Yeah.
Right? And we're doing this because they have 3 games in hand, right? On United, who've got 25 games, and they've got played 22. Then they play Leeds, right? I think that a disciplined team that knows what they're doing will beat Leeds.
Yeah.
Right? So, effectively, we've called 3 games that could undo their standing games. And those games, 2 of them, in my opinion, they can't win. They can't win the first one against City. They can't win outrightly against Burnley.
But if you look at it, Achilles' heel, City always tend to struggle against Spurs. Forget the manager that is in charge. Pochettino used to give them a run for their money.
Pochettino used to give them a run. Because
same with this man that was former Wolves coach that got
Holy
sacked.
Spirit.
Espirito
Espirito Santo means Holy Spirit in.
oh really?
Yeah. So it means
damn.
Espirito Santo means Holy Spirit. So it's no Holy Spirit.
name.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Look it up.
Holy Spirit.
Interesting.
Man, they don't sack Holy Spirit.
I would never call him that.
I think Conte can chop. He can
Right.
chop City.
I just feel like it's a loss. Let's forget that forget that Conte thing. I feel like it's a loss, right? So we've effectively ruled out Tottenham, right? And we're eliminating one more team. Because we have to. I don't think we'll have the time to. We might have the time, but how often do we get the chance to go, dive in, microscopic into the top 4 race? So effectively we've eliminated Tottenham Hotspur. Let's speak about Wolves. You get the sense that Wolves, would finish in the Europa League.
Yeah.
Right? I think we can all. I don't think they score enough, but the defensive base is really good. I think they're the best defense after Man City, right? And I think he mentioned the start to me on Tuesday or something like that. They have the best defensive record at home in the Premier League. And shout out to Bruno Lage, doing a really good job.
I think the last time they conceded 3 goals was even like over a year ago.
Yeah, they're really good defensively.
Close
but
to 2 years.
The problem is when you're good defensively, you need to maybe have a bit of extra scoring. So effectively, this top 4 race is between Man United, West Ham, and Arsenal, right? If you were to put your money on the team, Rufai, Who makes it at the
Right
moment?
now, I think West Ham.
No, I know about.
Right now, he mentioned 3 teams.
I think United. Forget. See,
Now-
they have their issues, right? But they still have players that can deliver on the day.
You don't finish.
That doesn't save you.
Who's
all
that?
the
You
time.
don't-
He's
Eh?
talking about
West Ham?
United.
No,
He's talking about
United.
You don't
That's a house
finish.
in disorder.
You don't finish.
I
Team
know,
that
but
news
but-
is coming out of dressing room almost every day. There's no stability
So let's
whatsoever.
so let's even speak about United, right?
I
Yeah, I
doubt
was
it.
going to say, since you mentioned United, everything around United right now seems like is all going to fall apart.
Okay.
For Gary Neville to come out that we know the players that are leaking stories. Gary Neville said something very important. He said each individual players are now protecting themselves. What does that tell you about a club as big as Manchester
No,
United?
United.
Each of the players are protecting themselves. To the players now, maybe by a few of them, what is important is not where we finish at the end of the season. What is important is what happens to me at the end of the season.
Am I going to be
I
a player?
agree- I agree with
Are
that.
they going to sell me?
I totally agree with that, and I'll take it a step further. I think I agree with Wally when he says United will finish in the top 4. You know, not because they have the quality to finish.
Yeah, they
but
do.
I don't think they will finish in the top 4, and I tell you,
Same
and,
here.
I tell you why. You know, when you have players who, at the moment, are not going to hang around to face the consequences of not finishing in the top 4.
Exactly.
Right. So, example, Pogba, Cavani, Ronaldo, Lingard, possibly Bruno as well. Those players don't look like they're going to be there next year.
Yeah, but the two players you've mentioned, they have elite mentality. Whatever is going to happen at the end of the season,
Wow.
if Ronaldo would want to leave
but-
United in a
bro,
good place when
bro,
he's leaving.
Ronaldo is Ronaldo. Ronaldo will always get a deal.
No,
He will always get a
what
deal.
I'm saying that Ronaldo would always play top level football, irrespective. Yeah,
And if
professional
anything
about-
that has happened from
Cristiano-
the start of the season to now, if what has happened from the start of the season to now is anything to go by, Ronaldo's playing elite football is not enough.
Who are the most important players at United, right? Cristiano, 1. Cristiano's the PR machine around Cristiano says he's potentially going to leave the club, right? He's not going to stick around for long.
yeah, I'm
right?
saying that will not affect his commitment to the club in
Bro.
terms of delivery.
Bro, I tell you for sure, right? If you know you will not be around, there's something subconscious, and I'm not Ronaldo's mentality is elite, right? He wants to do his best all the time. But like we've seen, it's the first time in his career has gone 5 games without scoring.
6, in fact.
Definitely.
He scored
can never be
in
enough.
the last game.
It's 37.
Scored in the last game. So it cannot be enough, right? Cavani is not going to be there next year, for sure. So he knows already I won't be here to face consequences.
The coach
of what
too will not be
happens.
there next
You
year.
understand? Pogba knows I won't be here next year, right? Bruno
Mistake.
is a player that the moment he says I want to leave, you can guarantee at least 10 clubs waiting, calling his agents.
Yeah.
Do you want to be here?
They're already calling.
City, PSG, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, everybody's on the phone with him.
I don't think
So-
he will abandon United.
Bruno?
I feel Bruno might stay because,
Why?
he's
Because-
a senior
why-
player and he's one of the captains as well.
So these clubs that Yubi just mentioned, at the end of the season, are trying to get Bruno. You think he stays at United?
What? Okay, here's the thing. United messed up by actually even going for a temporary manager. That's why their house is in disorder right now.
No,
That's-
I don't
so
know.
for me,
I don't think that's the case.
I think so, but that's why the body language of all the players are like every man for
On the second
himself.
thought, I agree.
Yeah. So now that they can see it, it's like, oh, good result today. Oh, we draw, we lose. Now every man for himself. I agree, but I agree with Wale too. Ronaldo will always give you that elite professional mentality and deliver.
That's
I
not
feel
enough.
Ronaldo will stay if they make top 4. But if they don't make top 4, definitely for his PR, for his franchise, for everything,
So
he
here's
would not
another
want to
thing.
play in
So
Europa
here's
League.
another thing.
Where
We've
is
talked
he
about.
going?
So
Here's
we know
another
that
thing.
one for sure.
Here's another thing. We've talked about.
Ronaldo?
We've talked
Wait,
He's
about.
a top 4 factor for me.
Ronaldo-
for
Did you
Ronaldo
just
anywhere.
ask that question? Ronaldo will always get a deal.
He will always get it. Come
Now,
on.
Ronaldo can go anywhere.
Ronaldo
Ronaldo goes to PSG easily.
Yeah, we've talked about.
Yes.
Yes. Easy.
This guy is moving. Mbappe is leaving.
So you piss-
Anything can happen in the world of football, bro. Anything.
That's so now.
No, let's not
No, let's not do
let's
that.
He can't even go to the MLS. I'm not belittling. No,
Let's
it's
not
not
be
your time.
exclusive. Let's not-
It's not your time.
You think?
No, let's not
And guess what?
When it's 40.
DJ Wale, no mule, I beg.
Yes.
Thank you.
You can YKB.
Look, we've talked about United having the quality to make top 4.
Yes.
Right? I think they might have the quality to an extent.
No. They have the quality to make top
Hear
4.
what I have to
Would
say.
they? No.
Hear what I have to say. They have the quality to an extent compared to the people they are competing with, because I think they are competing with just West Ham. Now, they might have the quality to an extent, but you see, the games that they drew, I think 2 that they drew before this 2-0 win against Brighton.
Burnley and Southampton.
The undoing was what? Largely the defense line, right?
I think it was a collective.
What's this guy?
I think collectively they didn't defend
Maguire,
well.
of course, I'm saying largely the defense line.
Okay.
Now, if you focus on that, I don't think they have, enough quality in that place.
No, they do.
Because I'm comparing right now, I'll take the defensive unit of West Ham over the defensive unit of Manchester
but you
United.
will not take the squad of West Ham
No,
over United.
now, did you hear what I said?
That will
I
determine.
said-
See, that will determine in
There's
the
one,
end.
there's one thing that you
Now,
guys even
squad.
have not realized
You are-
also
you are-
that I want to bring in. But do you want to finish? Or
Yeah, this is a run-in now. It's a run-in. It's more like when they say defenses will win you title, goals will win you games. It's a run-in now. You need that solid unit. De Gea has always been the best man in United's defensive unit for a long time, and it's proven that it is not enough. Because as a unit, defensively, they are not good enough.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to say that. Look, even now that even opposition managers are seeing that this United team is not even competitive enough. That's where I'm even going. Bruno Lage mentioned it after they beat United for the first time in Old Trafford, saying we worked on the tactics. We knew that they don't fall back enough. We can press them high enough.
Yeah.
Same thing for Ralph Hasenhuttl. He said it after the draw against United, saying that he knows that United, they don't have the energy to fall back. I can't remember the words, but they don't do it. But now Ralph Ragnick knows that.
When the reverse gears are on.
Exactly.
United, they try to cheat in the front line.
Yeah, but they're not used to that
Bro,
press. They don't know how to do it for 90 minutes or even 75 minutes.
No, they can't. They can't.
The problem is they cannot finish in top 4 with that mentality.
They can't. I
can't.
think any manager who plays against United, when you're setting out your stall as an opposition manager, you tell your team, don't get out of the game. Don't let them score. So
Stay in the game till 70
Stay in the game. Stay in the game.
Unluckily for United, they're creating lots of chances.
But they're not.
Lots of chances. They're actually creating more chances than
Under Ole.
than under Ole. They're even creating more chances than Chelsea at the moment, right? I think the last 3 games they created 72 chances and scored just 3 goals. That tells you that they're scoring 1 goal for every 24 chances. That is abysmal, right? So normally if United were putting away the chances, then you probably have high scoring games like 4-4-2, something like that. But they're not scoring chances. So the key is if you stay in the game against United, you're fine.
You have a chance. Yeah.
Because at the 70th minute thereabout,
Things get very nervous. They get
they stop doing the things that serve them so well.
They're not used to it.
And I have to say this. I've seen people come after, Ralph Ragnick and whatnot. And I remember, because I've supported United for quite a long time, and I remember how these things work again. If you go back to Louis van Gaal's time at United, right, there was a point where it felt like the club were not making any forward steps. And in hindsight, or in retrospect, rather,
Well played.
podcast.
right, it was important for United to stick
No, of course.
with
Of
the process.
course.
In hindsight, right? What we're seeing under Ralph at the moment, the team is struggling to adapt to a new style, right? Which is why it feels like they are static. But I can personally see the things that are doing better on the pitch. Same thing under Jose. When Jose eventually got fired at the team looked like they had reached a crescendo and were now in reverse gears. But in retrospect, again, the team had made enough progress. The problem is that the manager, the players had to feel like the manager would be there regardless of what they do.
Yeah.
At the moment, it's the same thing playing out again. If I were United, if you don't get Eric Ten Hag into the team, you stick with Ralph Ragnick. You let the players know that we're going to break this rubbish people are doing. We're going to break this cycle of you waiting out to see when the manager gets fired. Because that's what's happening again.
Yeah.
But for this
playing
one,
out again.
But for this one, they know that this guy is only there.
And that's the problem. That's the
mental
problem. It's a mental thing.
You don't have to.
They
You
know
don't
that
need to endure.
Cavani knows that I'll be here out at the end of the season. For players like that, not even Cavani, players like Dallo or players like Fred or players like Maguire, he knows that this vertical passing that you're asking me to do all the time, you won't be here in 6 months. So I don't need to commit my extra training hours to learning how to play vertical, to pressing from the front, to doing these things. You'll be off anyways.
Please, when are they going to sell Maguire, please?
You know, look,
I think Maguire is stuck with the club.
If we start Maguire conversation, I leave the studio immediately.
The club is stuck with Maguire. I'm sorry.
If we start with Maguire, I leave the podcast immediately, right? So, I think if effectively we've said United will not qualify, right?
Yeah.
From everything we've said. So apparently it's down to West Ham and Arsenal.
Yeah.
Right.
West Ham.
If you narrowed it down,
I think West Ham.
Sorry, West Ham are still in the Europa League or they're out. Because
I think they're in.
I think
Okay,
they're
well,
in.
they're in.
Arsenal they don't have anything again.
I think that I don't think it would
Whether they're in or
matter
not.
too much,
Doesn't matter.
except if they now
think it
if
matters,
injuries,
It's a good
except
team. It's a
injuries
big
to their
team.
important
They have a very
players.
good squad.
Except injuries to their important players, I
Exactly.
don't think it will matter much. Arsenal themselves is just like when Arsenal used to have that thing where when it's last 8 games they have a good run. I don't think you can confidently say it's going to be the same thing this time around.
Yeah.
I feel like that kind of. So I feel like if Arteta had managed the Aubameyang stuff better, just manage the guy for 6 months, secure this stuff, and let him go.
Yeah.
Like you don't need to, and that's the problem when you try to say you are the man in charge and you don't have the backing of the person you learned
If
from.
it goes wrong,
you are not
for it.
you're not Pep Guardiola. If you ostracize this guy, you don't have the money to replace him.
Yeah.
Manage this guy for 6 months, and then when he's
Use him.
Summer,
Which is what
let him
Antonio
go.
Conte did with Diego Costa. I
yeah,
said it.
manage
Exactly.
the guy.
He
When
knew.
you're
Exactly.
when
But
you're
you know
done,
what?
when you're
Let
done
me-
with
that's
him,
a
let him
fantastic
go.
idea.
Let me win this league with
Fantastic
this
idea.
guy.
Then
But
then you
the
will
moment
know.
they won, the next day
understand?
he sent him a text.
Fantastic
I do not need
example.
you anymore. But he knew at the back of the mind that this guy is fantastic. He'll give me the goals, but I don't need this guy in my dressing room.
Because in the end, if you get a top four spot, you have the chance to replace him with a player close to his level. When you finish outside the top 4, you can't get a player close to his level.
Well, I even feel we need to even give a lot of credit to David Moyes as well for what he's done with West Ham. You were saying that even though they're in the Europa League, that guy has 23 players now. And if you look at it from how quality teams work, that spine is lovely.
Yeah.
They have Diop.
Yeah,
They
fantastic.
have Declan Rice. They have Bowen.
Yeah,
if
I said it. They have
if
a more balanced
Antonio
team.
is not banging in,
Joe, but Bowen will play up front.
Bowen is doing so well.
Benrahma will play.
Benrahma.
They have a more balanced
They have
team.
a balanced
Confidence
team
as well,
now.
they are better.
They're not depending on anybody.
And
It's only when that spine is gone that you can say,
Exactly.
And what happens?
Exactly.
What happens with that is ultimately, I know that if I'm a player in the team, if I'm Antonio, and I see Bowen doing this thing, for us, I know that the moment Bowen, is probably getting tired, I'll
pick up.
I'll
And
pick
you see-
up.
and you
So
see-
I can have a bad day knowing that my guy is.
And you see what they
Got
did.
to cover.
And you see
Yeah.
what they did with the consumer thing.
Antonio too.
It felt like.
I think for me, if we're in a serious world, though, this guy should be manager of the year.
It felt like the
Moyes,
club.
right?
It
I'm
felt like
telling
the
you.
club.
Fantastic.
Like the
Look,
guy,
the coach,
did not
man.
even engage them
It
at
felt
all.
like the club decided. They told Moyes back home, say, "See,
Put you on the
now
spot.
you go handle am.
Yeah, put you on the spot.
We will go quiet.
Yeah.
because say we need this guy, so we don't go talk.
Yeah.
You just go there.
I just feel like Moyes,
Old-fashioned, man.
Moyes should be given an invite to Africa to do a tour. No, I'm serious. I'm serious. Do a tour of
Calm
5
down,
cities.
calm down.
No. Oh, no. Check. Go back.
With
to
his
Moyes.
kilts, the
Moyes,
Scotsman
Moyes
and
has
his
always
kilt.
Moyes has always been a pro-African guy, very
Yeah.
pro-African guy.
Yeah.
Yobo. Go back to the guys.
I give you a lot of credit to you, boy, especially. You're right. Nice.
Always stands by,
Give Yobo that
doesn't-
chance.
Yeah, very, 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 very solid guy, right? So I think we can all
West Ham,
agree that
maybe.
West Ham might finish in top 4 ahead of Arsenal,
Hopefully.
right?
Always a pleasure to have you on the Hindsight Podcast. Subscribe, like, comment. We'd just like to have your thoughts shared on the Hindsight Podcast. It's great fun for us recording this one, and we also love to hear from you as well. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for your messages, your comments. See you again in the next episode.